Hey Samford fans, welcome into this week's edition of the Samford Sports Wrap-Up presented by Alabama Power. I'm John McAfee today. I'm joined by cross-country coach Chad Balyo. Chad, you're part of the first program to get going, first athletic events since March here on Samford's campus. Appreciate you making some time.
Yeah, thanks John for having me. Excited to be here.
Well, let's start with what the fall's been like for you, because cross-country was in that initial group of fall sports that was pushed to the spring. Obviously, a lot of questions about if cross-country could even happen in the spring, but then it ultimately was moved back to the fall. What's your mindset been through all the unknown this fall?
Yeah, so we're grateful for an opportunity to compete at a conference championship. You know, it hasn't been easy from a planning perspective, trying to figure out what we need to do, what we can do from a racing perspective. So it's been challenging, but we're having fun with it and just grateful for an opportunity to be able to compete on November 21st.
What was the concept looking like for a potential spring season if that had happened? How would that have worked out with track and field being in the same season?
Sure. So there's still a lot of unknowns with what a winter cross-country season is going to look like. Right now, the NCAA championships are scheduled for March 15th, and there will be most likely a committee that will decide who runs at that championship. USTF CCCA rankings will be important with that. And then there's an individual process right now in which the top individual on a team that does not qualify for NCAAs will make it. So optimistic that here on Saturday we could have a girl or a guy be that top individual and potentially represent the conference at an NCAA championship in March.
You had your first meet, Chad, 2 weeks ago. You got, of course, the championship season coming up this weekend. What has the testing protocol been like within the team?
Yeah, so we were tested twice this week leading up to the championship, and we decided to take a charter bus as opposed to vans to allow for some social distancing, more social distancing, and everybody will be in masks the entire time leading up to the gun going off on Saturday.
Talk about the results of the first meet, a good first meet for you guys. It was at Mercer, which is the course you're going to run on this weekend, and a first place finish for the women, second for the men. What did you see out of that first meet?
Yeah, I was really happy with the women. It was great to get a Samford jersey on everybody and get in a hard race. One of the difficult things with training is we haven't been able to race a lot since the indoor conference meet back in late February. So it was a good rust buster, but the women really responded well. You could see it in training, making some jumps. Really happy with Mackenzie Hogue being able to win. We have Tatum Foreman, who is just come in and been a really strong number 2, number 3 girl for us, coming from a really great program, South Lake Carroll High School in Texas. Allie Nelson and MK Thorne, also 2 girls that have made big jumps over this long period of time that we've had without a race. And really just trying to figure out who is going to be our number 5 girl is going to be important. I think Katie Strozier, Harper McGowan are 2 girls that are very talented that can give us a really solid 5 at the conference meet. And they had Harper ran pretty strong a couple weeks ago. The men's side were young, and I think that presents some challenges with experience, but also some opportunities that are exciting. Anything can happen in a cross-country race, and I think there's a lot of excitement and hunger on the men's side with trying to just focus on ourselves, figure out how to run 8,000 meters as tough as possible, and kind of see what the result is. But nobody really knows. There hasn't been a whole lot of racing that's been going on. So what teams have, what teams don't have. There's a lot of unknowns heading into this conference meet, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, you mentioned not a lot of racing going on. You only get that one tune-up meet. I mean, what kind of an effect does that have to only have one race before championship season?
Yeah, I think, we're a young team, so it would have been nice to have a couple more opportunities, but really grateful to, to Martin, to Michelle, to Coach Tiffin for allowing us to be able to get up there and see the course and get a race in beforehand. I think it'll be big. We're a young team, so it's nice to have a little bit of experience heading into the conference meet, and it's a huge advantage to be able to see the course, before we have to race it in a championship type setting. So we know the turns, we know the tangents, we know what to expect. Got the girls together and made sure that they knew that, hey, in 3 weeks we're going to be right back here. This is the starting line, and we need to be really ready to roll. Yeah, it does change things up a little bit, but at the end of the day, we can only control what we can control, and we had to do some time trial type efforts and training to get those harder type efforts that we would normally be in a race environment for.
Give us a little preview of the SoCon Championships coming up this Saturday. The competition, obviously, I think everyone knows Furman is a nationally ranked distance program, but you guys have been in that top tier in the SoCon the last several years.
Yeah, so we're excited to always be talking about being in the top two in the conference in cross country, and I think every year if we can get a little closer to Furman, we're getting a little bit better, and anything can happen, like I said, in a cross country race. So we're going to go out there and really focus on being tough and giving our best effort. And I think if we can focus on ourselves, we'll be happy and proud of the result.
Chad, appreciate your time. Looking forward to it, and best of luck this weekend.
Thanks, John.
Chad Balyo, cross-country coach, SoCon Championships coming up this Saturday in Macon, Georgia. That'll do it for this edition of the Samford Sports Wrap-Up, presented by Alabama Power.